Hello friends, and welcome to Marie Green Yoga here on YouTube. And this is the first in a series of 7 where we will dedicate our yoga practice to our different chakras, and we'll start with our root chakra today. So we will open our legs, our large muscles of our legs, and certainly tap into the hips as well. So I am happy that you're here, and please continue along as these videos are all up on my channel with the 7 chakras to activate, to address, to clean and clear, and to simply stretch with an intention for our yoga practice. And in between these 7 videos, I will layer our chant for the sound of our daily or weekly mantra, however we like to think of it, with a different sound. So do have fun to join over there as well. They will be right after and in between each and every one of these 7 chakra short series, and open up the layers that maybe needs a little dusting off. So thank you for being here, and we're going to start by laying down onto our backs. I have 2 blocks today and a strap, so maybe you will have those too. It's not needed, it can certainly be done without. So here we go. Let's come on down onto our backs to start our first session with dedication to our Muladhara root chakra. Let's start by taking our feet hip widths apart, arms out to the side, and windshield wipe our knees side to side to open up into the larger meridians and larger muscles of our legs, hip flexors, quadricep tendons, and into the knees. And we'll go right there and move about and open up the pathways for the upper and lower body. We'll do 1 more each side. Inhale and exhale. And then from there, we'll take our feet together and take figure 4 with the right ankle over the left knee. Hands can thread through the left hamstring group and come and give a little nice tug onto that right outer hip, the glutes, the larger muscles, and opening up in towards the right hip, down into the leg, down into the knee, and into the ankle. And if we spread our toes nice and vividly, then they will also have a chance to open up into our 4 corners of our feet and all those 7,000 nerve endings in each foot. We'll take the legs today and open up and reach a feeling of rootedness and groundedness as we move through these different poses of supine and standing. Inhale and exhale. We'll stay 1 more breath, active stretching, hands pulling in, legs pulling against the hands, and then slowly switch to the second side. Take the left ankle over the right knee, hands around the hamstrings on the right side, and come into a nice full deep stretch in towards the left hip area. IT band to the knee, to the ankle. Spread your toes, sacrum down. Hips are slightly anterior tilted. And we inhale and we exhale and give ourselves another few breaths right here. So it's the push into the hands, it's the hands pushing into the leg. And we're activating and opening up the pathways in the hips so we can start to open our legs and the flow, the blood flow, the circulation into legs, into feet, to root and ground, skin to muscles and muscles to bones, and then slowly bringing it back down. And from here, take your right leg into half happy baby pose. So the right knee comes towards the right shoulder and the left leg can stay bent, or for you who would like to and are able, you can straighten your left leg forward. Knee towards shoulder, adductors, inner thighs, hamstring layers. Inhale and exhale, and just simply kind of sink into that area where it might feel a little bit tight. And we are anchoring with the left hand down onto the left quad and hip flexor. And then we'll switch to the second side. Take your left hand outside your left foot, your arm inside the leg, right hand to your right quad,
right leg can stay bent, or if it feels comfortable, then we can stretch it out, or maybe a little bit less comfortable. However, maybe a little bit more opening, and it's all about opening the energies, opening the flow of the body, the circulatory system to root and ground, opening up and feeling the nice blood flow through the body, through the hips, into the legs, into the feet, and activating and calling upon our root chakra, Muladhara Chakra, to activate and spin in its right and correct direction that serves us and makes us feel rooted and grounded. And we'll stay one more breath here, and then bring both knees into the chest and put the feet down onto the mat, hands next to the hips, and we'll come to our pelvis clock by pulling the lower belly in and then coming down towards the tip of the tailbone and coming back up to the center ridge of the sacrum and down to the tip of the tailbone and back up to the center ridge of the sacrum, activating the lower abs. And then we'll do that one more time, checking in with lower back and the communication down to the legs. And then from here we'll come to sacrum, take one of our blocks or a pillow or rolling a blanket or simply laying flat onto the back and not using a block. So a block on the sacrum, so it's not onto the kidneys, and then we'll have a strap handy by, and we'll take the strap or a belt or a scarf around the right foot, stretch your left leg forward and stretch your right and your left arm over your head, and get a little bit more in towards the back of the right leg, more in towards the left front hip flexor, quadricep area. Flex the feet, spread the toes, activate all the way into the deepest part of the legs and out through the feet and back in. There's a nice full pulsation, hugging in, extending out. We'll stay one more nice big breath here. And then exhale, release the hands and switch to the second side. Take the left foot up into the strap and right leg forward. And from here, we inhale and exhale and extend from hips to shoulders, to elbows, to wrists. And sacrum is nice and fully down. There's a full extension into the back left leg, hamstring layers around the knee, around the calf, gastrocnemius, down towards the ankle. We'll stay one more breath here and then slowly release, and we'll take the strap to the side and we are not going to use it again. And then from here, come up onto the toes, squeeze your glutes, lift all the way up and put your block to the side. And from here, take the knees into the chest, and then we're going to roll our way up and come up onto all fours, please. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Arch the spine up to the sky for a nice big wide extension of the spine. Press the hands, the feet, the knees down, and extend out through the top of the head, through the tip of the tailbone, and exhale, extend back up one more time, and then we hold it right here and tuck the toes and come to downward facing dog. Right heel down, left heel down. We might even walk the feet in a little bit today and come to a more narrower downward facing dog with heels down and hands down, and coming into full activation of the four corners of the palms and the four corners of the feet. And then we'll spread the feet nice and wide. The toes are opening up and the shins are hugging in and thighs are broadening out, and we're opening up in towards legs. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll step on back into our more longer downward facing dog, so we have some nice space. And then from here, come to plank pose. Come to knees and chest and chin for Ashtangasana. Rooted and grounded vinyasa. Inhale into cobra. Inner shoulder to outer shoulder, and exhale. Bring it back down. Push back to child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And then we'll come all the way back up to tabletop, to down dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from here, two more times, we're going to come over to plank. We'll take the knees down, the chest and chin down,
And inhale into cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. Pulling the ears back, stretching the front of the hips, the quads, the knees. Exhale, take it back down. One more child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Come back up, tabletop. Just a nice big flow to get some blood flow through the body, activating the circulation, which is a part of our root chakra. Plank pose. Knees, chest and chin down. And inhale into cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. And exhale, bringing it back down and push back onto child's pose. From child's pose, a nice big wave back to tabletop, back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, step your right or left foot forward, any one of those that makes us do yoga together. Tuck your toes slightly in, hands onto the hips, elbows to sky, and we're going to come on up to standing, release the hands, and up to the sky, interlace the hands, tuck the toes slightly in, come over to your right side and stretch into that left side of the waist and anchor the feet down. Activate this space from the lowest part of the hips down into the legs, into the bones. Taking your arms up and over and taking it all the way back up. Hands to the side, and we'll take Prasarita Padottanasana, epic pose to root and ground, and get that stability and strength into the legs and into the bones and into the blood flow, and activating root chakra. And lift your heart up towards the sky and exhale, hinge and fold. Take the top of the head towards the mat. Take your heel of the hands, align with your heel of your feet, long spine, and then exhale, hinge and fold. We'll take 3 breaths right here, top of the head towards the mat. Inhale and exhale. Clawing the fingertips, pulling the inner edges of the feet towards the midline. One more breath here, and then we'll come up, straightening up into the spine, hands to hips, micro bending to the knees. Feel the connection from hips through knees, through ankles, arms to the side. Lift and lift and lift, and then hands back down to the hips, and then we'll keep the hands onto the hips and fold forward onto Prasarita Padottanasana B with elbows to the back and lifting the shoulder blades up and away. And we get to push the hips back and lengthen into the back of the legs, top of the head towards the mat, shoulder blades together on the back, and we'll stay one more breath right here. Press the feet, inhale, come all the way back up, and from here, hands to the sides, and then take the hands and interlace behind. Roll the shoulders up and back, take the ears back, and we hinge and fold forward. Getting into the shoulders is like we get to lengthen from ankles to knees to hips to shoulders. Hands can stay onto the sacrum, or hands can come up towards the sky. Lift the shoulders away from the ears and get that nice full side body stretch from hips to shoulders and the neck area, like a full activation from feet to top of head. One more breath right here. Inhale and exhale, and gently taking the hands back down to your sacrum and elbows to the sky. Root down, come up and come back to standing. We have one more, arms all the way out to the sky, and then hands to hips. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, hinge and fold. This time around, we'll take our peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, elbows to the sides, shoulder blades up and away from the ears, top of the head towards the mat. Raising your sacrum a little bit higher than the lower back, and cleaning and clearing the back side of the body by hugging the front side of the body. And then inhale, long arms and spine and hands to hips, and make your way all the way back up. Excellent. From here, we're going to step the feet together and come to the front of the mat. Hands to heart. Let's have the feet nice and wide, rooted and grounded, and release the hands. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, bend into the knees, hinge and fold. And from here, inhale, hands underneath the knees, anchoring into the legs, into the foundation of our body. And from here, step back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale and exhale. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees. Take your right ankle over your left knee and hook your ankle over the knee and come to downward facing dog, figure 4. And twisting and turning in towards that right hip, in towards the knee, in towards the shin, in towards the ankle. And we'll stay one more breath here. And then we'll take the right leg up to the sky, spread the toes, and step the right foot between the hands. Take your left knee down, hands to the inside. Turn your right foot slightly out and come down onto forearms, block, no block, take your favorite pick. And we'll come and root and ground here into our low lunge, Anjasana version. Forearms down, stretching into the adductors on the right side, the left side quad. Few more breaths right here. And then hands onto the mat. You can take your left hand slightly out and the right arm up to the sky. And we get a nice twist and turn, taking maybe our right hand to the left foot for a full twist and turn and opening up in towards that left quadricep and knee area. Full communication into and onto the legs. Exhale, release. Take it all the way back down. Hands to mat. Step back. Take that right leg up to the sky and give it a nice little circle around. And then we'll come to our downward facing dog, feet wide. Come up onto the toes, left ankle over the right knee. Spread your toes, press your hands down. Lift the sacrum a little bit higher than the lower back. Long arms, long side body. Opening up into hip, knee, ankle, and everything in between. And sweep the left leg up to the sky, one-legged dog. Take your left foot between the hands and take your right knee down, hands to the inside, and then move your left foot slightly out and come to low lunge, Anjasana, forearms down, perhaps a little bit to the side. And moving into your left adductors, hamstrings, right quadricep, knee area, and diving nice and easy down here and opening up from the seat, out the legs, into the feet. Full activation and turning and churning of our root chakra. Opening the flow of the legs helps us to root and ground and feel a little bit more steady in our day. Let's take the hands to the mat. Right hand slightly outside, left arm up to the sky, shoulder blades together onto the back. And perhaps your left hand and your right knee comes together. Hand and foot presses into each other. Full opening in towards that right quad. Shoulder blades down on the back. Inhale and exhale. And slowly bringing it back down. Hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes and sweep your left leg up to the sky. And make one nice big circle. And then from here, come back to your downward facing dog. The legs should feel nice and open. Come forward to plank pose. Bring your knees down, chest and chin down for one more Ashtangasana. Inhale into Cobra and exhale. Come all the way back down. Hands under the shoulders. Reverse your push-up and come into down dog. Step one foot between the hands. Take your block with you, take it behind you, hands underneath the shoulders, walk your feet in slightly, and we're going to come to Malasana. So your feet might be hip widths apart, they might be on each side of your mat. And I'm putting the block here just to show that, hey, if your ankles or knees needs extra support, sit on a block. The block goes in all kinds of directions, low, medium, and high. And here we are in Malasana, or a yoga squat. Feet down if it's available. You might have rolled your mat for your ankles or your feet, or you might sit on the block. Hands to the heart. Press your knees in towards your shoulders And raise your spine nice and tall and activate hips, knees, ankles. Take your left hand down, take your right hand towards your knee and start the journey in towards the lower back. Reach the right arm up towards the sky and exhale, bringing it back down and hands to heart. And then right hand down and left hand towards the knee. And then we'll take that left arm all the way up and exhale, taking it all the way back down, hands to heart. We'll do one more pose, ragdoll, and then we're going to wrap up our chakra, Muladhara, first chakra practice. Let's take a few more breaths right here and check in with the four corners of the feet. Check in if there's any resistance anywhere, and then we'll send the breath there and move stagnation through. Hands to earth and exhale. Take your second toe forward, heels straight back, hand in each and elbow, and come to your ragdoll. Inhale and exhale, top of the head towards the mat. You might sway back and forth a little bit, but this is a good opportunity to check in that we have the sacrum a little higher than the lower back by bending into the knees. Hands around the elbows, moving in towards the right side and in towards the left side. Inhale and exhale. And then from here, hands to earth, walk the feet together, bend the knees and come and take a seat. And we'll roll down vertebrae by vertebrae and activate our muscles even a little bit more. We roll down, we roll up. We'll do it 5 times to activate all of our larger muscles and into the smaller ones too. And that way we activate the blood flow and we get ourselves connected, rooted and grounded to ourselves. Hands can be underneath your hamstrings, and we're going to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, or your hands can circle around and come and back up on towards the knees. And then we can reach the arms forward and squeezing into the block. And then we roll our spine and activate the whole spinal column from the seat up to the base of the neck, and making sure that all of the pathways are open in towards the legs, in towards our first chakra, our earth element, our sense of belonging, our food center chakra, our house center chakra. We'll do it one more time, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, and take it up one more time. Inhale and exhale, and then we'll take the hands by the sacrum, by the knees, and come all the way back down. Hands to tabletop, thumbs underneath our sacrum, and then we're going to tip the knees down and get the lowest part of our abdominals activated and get a little bit more activation. We're going to be fully rooted and grounded and uplifted at the same time. We keep on going for another 7 here, and 1 for each of our chakras. And inhale and exhale, and we'll do 2 more right here. And from here, taking our legs tabletop, arms to the side, tip your knees over to the right side as we make a little gateway up towards the second chakra for our next practice. From here, twist and turn from knees to hips to shoulders. Squeeze all your muscles and come all the way back up and come to the second side. Take your knees over to the left side, press your head and bring your right and left shoulder blade down. Full twisting, hips, shoulders, all the way up towards the base of the neck. And then we activate the muscles again and come back up. Take the block to the side. Happy baby pose. Arms inside the legs, hands outside the feet, sacrum down. Inhale and exhale.
activating again the back of the legs, the hips, the knees. We might even take that right leg and stretch it out. And bringing it back in, and the left leg, and stretch it out. And bringing it back in, and then we'll hug everything in towards the midline. Hands and arms around the knees and squeeze everything up towards the midline. And exhale, release, and let your feet, legs come to each side. Press your head, adjust the shoulder blades, and palms are facing up. And we have come to our resting pose, our Shavasana, where all of the poses gets to go and find its right and whole place in our body, where the activation of our chakras really takes place. There is a buzzing through the whole body, but today we focus on the center of our first chakra, from the very bottom of our seat into the bones, into the muscles, into the circulatory system. And we inhale and we exhale, and we let whatever needs to take place of integration for us to update and polish and turn and churn our Muladhara Chakra in its right and whole direction for us. And I invite you to stay here as long as you'd like. And if you'd like to come along in the next video to chant the sound of the first chakra, the sound of Lam, 3 times with harmonium, then please come along for that as well. Many thank you, and namaste.